Let's get good. I am the gamer under development, and this is Monster Train. Today we're just going to be working on raising our Covenant rank. I've got a buddy who actually sent the game to me who's already Covenant rank 25, so I'm a little bit behind here. And by a little bit behind, I mean about 18 successful runs. So we're just going to be doing random clans for both our primary and allied clan here, and we're just trying to win today. That's the only goal. Let's do it. Let's see what we get. Hopefully we get something good, because picking random clans might have been bad. Oh, this is actually a pretty decent start right here. So we're Stygian and Umbral. The Stygians, we got Crypt Builder, which is actually pretty solid, because if you discard it, it does a ton of damage and pushes the frontline enemy to the back. We have Packed Morsels, which is one of the better Umbra starter cards, because it does just give you 3 rarer or uncommon morsels. Basically what we're looking for is morsel miners out of these. And then we've got the Guardian's Amulet, which is actually really solid because it applies Sap 2 to enemy units, and Sap 2 is a huge, huge help against Fel. So I'm really, really happy we got this, even though the cost is a little bit high. Our costs are a little bit high on all these cards, and the Purifying Emblem will be Seraph's Thing, which is removing half of any buffs and debuffs. That means that buffs and debuffs aren't going to be a huge benefit to us, but this is still going to help us, this Sap 2, with getting past Fel. Fel is like the check before the final boss. If you can't beat Fel, you're not getting to the final boss, and that'll help us do that. Oh, okay. This is a great set of artifacts to start with. We either just get more health, or we get merchant cost reduced by 25%. 3 health is insignificant in the long term. The merchant cost reduction is huge. I'm gonna go for that. And then we're gonna take a look here and see what we have as options for our champion. Unfortunately, Stygian is our main clan, so we have the Stygian champion as our main champion. There's really no debate here in my mind. The spell weakness one is probably the weakest one just because of the sweep. With 6 health, if she sweeps into enemies that have spike 3, she just dies, which is frankly useless. I'm gonna go for this one right here, which is damage spells cast on this floor cost -1, because that makes more sense. And let's go on down here. Let us do this. The -1 on spell cost is actually really good with our starting cards too. Guardians of Light, these disciples have been granted special power over the Light of Seraph, making them harder to kill than other disciples. So these are going to be tough guys. Slay gain damage shield, that's pretty good. And then we have the Discipled Foot Soldier. This is the main damage of this particular group. So if we can kill these guys off, that's going to make a big, big difference for us. It doesn't look like we have any targeted way to remove them though, so we can't count on that. Will Armor 10 make a big difference for us? It could. In theory, the Armor 10 could make a big... Actually, no, it won't. It won't. We're going to do this just so we get the extra unit draft. It won't make enough difference for us to care. And that's because even if we knock this guy to the back and they have like an 11 health unit, because we have the ability to cast these for free, we're almost always going to have enough of them to clear that, so it's not a big deal. Alright, so they're bringing 3 damage. We can safely put our champ down, even though we don't have anybody to tank for her. I am going to Shade Splitter here to see if we can get somebody to tank for her. So if we put this in front, she doesn't take damage, but we also don't get the damage shield because this will die. So I'm going to actually put it back here and then try our other one and see what we get. That's much better. I'll take throwing away the extra energy and preventing her from taking damage over losing out on the damage shield from this one any day. Now we do just have some extra damage here. It's not going to do a whole lot for us because obviously we're just taking the armor off of that front unit with a little bit of health loss. That's fine. This champ will be a lot better if we can get the Frostbite upgrade for her. And this is unfortunate because we're not going to be able to kill this. There's really no way for us to kill that right now. In fact, I'm almost tempted just to smash this thing so that we don't have to worry about it later, but I don't think that's our best option here. I think instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this down right here, kill him. Now we have some interesting choices. Let's go for morsels. Definitely want lifesteal. Don't know how I feel about the other morsels right now. I do think that... This one seems okay. And then obviously we have a Frost Lance here. That'll kill both of these units. These guys are still going to get through. If we can just do 5 more damage to this unit, we don't really care. Because when they hit the... Oh, only 20. Okay. So we need to do 15 to him before he gets to the pyre. That's our goal. That doesn't mean it'll happen, but that's our goal. And I'm going to go ahead and put our zero-cost morsel up here on top just because maybe we can feed him to something next turn. A Brief Respite. This is actually perfect because it allows us to just kill him. And now there's 0 threat to our pyre, which is awesome. It does mean we won't be able to play anything else here, which is unfortunate, but that's fine. because the boss will be spawning right now, and we need a way to take the boss out. Do have packed morsels here, quite nice. Let's see what we can get for that. Just a little bit of attack damage there. Not exactly what I was after personally, but it'll work. Oof, or will it? Let's put the attack damage morsel right here so that he can eat the first... Well, we need to eat 2 shots if we want to keep our strongest units alive here, which is trouble in and of itself. Ouch. Yeah, this is just rough. No matter how we slice this, this is just rough. I'm going to put another health morsel here so that these guys will at least survive 1 round. That gives him a chance to trigger his lifesteal, which will keep him in this. And then, obviously, our hero is doing nothing this round, or our champion is doing nothing this round, because functionally our champion is useless. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to set up some morsels for next round, just so that we might be able to capitalize on them. Although, realistically, with the damage profiles these guys have, that's really unlikely. Because that's 10 damage, so we have to be able to absorb a hit to one of our train stewards to even keep it alive. This is just one of those round 1 problems type things. Oh, okay. This is a little bit more interesting. No matter what, we're not killing this, which is problematic in my opinion. Sap 2 would take them down to 1 attack each. They're still gonna eat through these guys super fast. I honestly just think it's this. I just think it's that, and the main reason it's that is because then next round, if we manage to, you know, get the proper kill spells, we can potentially finish that guy off. Even if we don't, there's a pretty good chance it just ends up going straight to our pyre and then gets wrecked anyway. So here we have a little bit better options, I think. I guess I could have just went for the crypt builder there, and that might have been the best option, but, you know, mistakes were made. Let's put this one in front, just so that we manage to get some extra attack on this guy, and this one gets eaten, and that's fine. We will spend some money on that, or some energy on that, just to reduce the pyre damage. Ugh, that's rough. Okay, pyre takes 2 hits, no way around it. Stygians have a really, really weak starting line. Like, that's really just how they are. This is an interesting option right here. Discard your hand, draw 5. That triggers all your offerings. Could be very, very good if we just go for an offering heavy deck. I do think that this right here is an excellent pickup as well, though. I'm more inclined to take this because the 5 damage to all enemy units and applying Frostbite 10 can actually clear floors over time, which is very, very powerful. Versus this just giving you free casts on any offering cards in your hand. I'm going to take the Titan's Tooth. I think that's way, way better. And then right here, we can go with Consume for Damage Shield. This isn't bad, but I feel like this is better. Yeah, that's better, because it kills something and it gives us some morsels. Okay. Now we have some interesting options, because this guy can be an absolute heavy hitter if we build into him. The problem is that building into him requires building away from our heavy spell damage we have right now. Although it really doesn't, because we have enough morsels, right? So maybe we do just go with him. I think we go with him because we haven't reached the first upgrade point yet, and we know we have a shop discount, so if we go for this side where we get the Merchant of Steel upgrade, there's a pretty good chance that we could upgrade him into something kind of beefy and he could carry us through the first couple rounds. Or we go over here, we get more money, and we try to upgrade one of our spells, which could also be useful. I'm gonna go here, though. I think upgrading units is usually better in general. That's unfortunate. I really wish we got the one that gained armor, but in lieu of that one, this will make a fine tank for us. And now let's go see what we got with this. Large Stone upgrade. So the Large Stone upgrade would make him a very, very beefy boy that we could then, you know, feed units into. We do it here, we go to 3, that leaves us 1 open to continue putting down our morsels, which isn't bad, but it does mean no backup firepower outside of our champion here until we get our capacity upgrade. It does make this stick around long enough to actually get value out of that ability, though. So I'm kind of torn here. Either one of these is good options. This is more of a clean sweeper. This is more of a this will help us in the early game. And I think what I'm going to aim for is probably this, because we have trouble keeping our champion alive at the current moment. Oh, plus we can give it can't gain armor. That actually makes it really, really good. Okay, I'm fine with that. That was the best possible outcome we could have there, I think. If we'd gotten multi-strike, I would have most definitively given it to our our alloyed construct. The other thing about alloyed construct too is that we need to get him early in the fight for it to actually be functionally useful. Here we have at the start of battle, enemy units appear on each floor. That's not a big deal because they basically whelp into the pyre. We do take some damage on the pyre. We get a little bit of extra coin for that though. Here I'm not sure that it's worth it. Because the units that'll go, they'll have 5, so the first time we'll take like 20 and then another 12. So we're trading 32 pyre health for 75 coins. That seems like a really, really bad trade to me. And we don't have any way to counteract that unless we like pull our AoE spell on the first turn and blow it on the top floor, spending all of our points, or all of our energy rather. So I don't know that that's actually useful. It's tough. We do get extra value out of our coins here. Can I actually look at the map here? I can. Okay, so Hellvent, Pyre Remains, Stygian Banner, and Merchant of Magic. We will be able to get Pyre Remains back. We'll also find a Hellvent here, but that means not taking the Stygian Banner and not getting the Merchant of Magic. So, due to the fact that these run very counter to each other, we get extra gold, but we lose a bunch of pyre health, and to get pyre health we have to go to the other side. I don't think this is worth it. So I'm gonna go ahead and skip that. And we'll just go ahead and go in as it is. Oh boy, spikes, my favorite. So in this instance, we're gonna go ahead and put her down. We're gonna drop Tethys Titan's Bane. Gonna hit a Frozen Lance here just to give her a little incant trigger. And then let's morsel. Let's see, which morsel do we want on the bottom floor? Probably the lifesteal one. Seems like the best option. She is huge, by the way. That's great. I love the way that Large Stone actually makes the units bigger. I think that's one of the coolest things about the Large Stone. Here I'm actually going to kind of build us a second floor by giving this unit an extra 8 health. That will help in a big, big way for it being able to tank units that come up here, because the fact that it has 8 health makes the Train Steward kind of a throwaway unit in most fights. And then here it just kind of works out great. Oh, that's great. So we get an alloyed construct, which is fine. We're going to come down here, we're going to get some more morsels, mainly so we can feed the construct. I really don't know that we're going to feed anything more into her this round. I think instead we're just going to feed stuff into the construct. I guess we could give her a little more attack. Let's do that. And then we also have the option to Shade Splitter here, which will give her another incant trigger, and we can go ahead and put some energy feed up here. Should be able to kill this guy for our extra coins, which means we should come out with about 140 coins, which is perfect. 140 coins is really, really good. It does give us the option of going into the shop if we want to. We may still go after the pyre health, but I think we'll probably take the shop given the current situation. Dead. Incant trigger, incant trigger, incant trigger. There we go. Get all of our incant triggers here. Damage shield seems really, really strong here, so I'm going to go ahead and put that one down for that row. And then up here, we're just going to keep feeding things into our alloyed construct, because we want to have so much fuel that this thing can basically take down a boss. That's our goal. Put another Train Steward on the second row just to provide a fallback in case they don't kill the units on the first row. This gets really interesting here. So we get an incant trigger with that, incant trigger with that. We can sap this row, which is actually kind of cool because it'll take them down to 0 damage for the first round. But if we do that, it's going to cost every bit of energy we have. The other option is to just go for Crypt Builder here and kill one of these units. I do think that we actually gain more value out of this over time, so I'm going to go for that. We do get an incant trigger for that as well. Yeah, we win on this first round anyway, so it's all good. Sap is extremely, extremely powerful in the right situation, and that was just the right situation for it. So yeah, 120 there, which is what I was expecting, and then we get Energy Siphon, which will apply spell weakness. This is actually way stronger than it seems. Like, it is very, very strong. This is also very, very strong considering how many offering cards we have, and this is excellent as well. This would make this more powerful, but the fact that we don't already have an Energy Siphon makes it less so. The question is an Energy Siphon really... Like, the problem with Energy Siphon is that you need another card for it to play well. Titan's Gratitude does play a lot better, but it is still, you know, sort of random, because it's stipulated on you clearing your hand of everything but the offering card that you want it to hit, and then if it doesn't hit that offering card, maybe you're in a bad place. This one potentially just wipes out a floor, which is really, really strong. Does have a high energy cost, though. I'm gonna go with the Ice Tornado. I think it's the strongest one overall. Perils of Production, apply Rage 2 and Ember Drain 2 to a friendly unit and gain 3 energy. This is actually really cool because you can put it onto a morsel, and then when the morsel gets eaten, the Ember Drain goes away. So that's actually kind of strong. However, this one does play into our spell focus, and if we kill something with it, we gain 2 energy as well. So I'm also tempted to take this. More into morsels, more into spells. I think we're better going into spells here. I really do. Okay, so our options here are a little bit of Pyre Health and a Hell Vent. What would we duplicate with the Hell Vent, though? If we had to pick one card, we'd probably duplicate her, but due to her higher capacity cost, that's not necessarily a huge bonus, right? Like, if we come over here, there's actually, I feel like, a better opportunity for us to improve our overall state in the game. I'm gonna go ahead and check the event first. The Bone Shaker stops near the abandoned remains of a train looking to have belonged to a merchant. The train still seems to have some wares. A few remaining goods from the clans of the Hellhorn, Stygian Guard, and Umbra are out in the open for the taking, but taking something may cause the abandoned remains to fall to pieces. So here we just get a random consumable card from these different factions. Now, the Umbra one we already know gives us a chance. The highest chance one there, I think, is the it's the damage shield one, which isn't bad. The Hellhorn one is pretty bad. The Stygian one, I actually can't off the top of my head think of. But I mean, we can look at what Stygian cards we have with Consume and just kind of make some assumptions there. Could also get a Packed Morsels. We could get... Where is it? I think it's the... Yeah, no, this isn't Consume, it's Offering. Let's do the Stygian Guard. That's actually pretty great. That's actually really good. I will take Frostbite to all enemy units. That's another great AoE for us to clear things. Oh, we can take an artifact as well, or another card. Let's take the Umbra one. Packed Morsels. I'll take more Packed Morsels. That's great. Alright, it collapses. We don't get anything from the Hellhorn. I'm totally fine with that. I guess with the Hellhorn, we could have gotten the armor one. That would have been okay. But I think the ones we got were pretty good. Why you no give me the armor one? I'm gonna take the Frostbite guy here just because he is kind of beefy and tanky, and the Frostbite that he applies to all enemies is extremely powerful. And then up here we get to upgrade a spell with Permafrost, which means that once it hits our hand, it does not leave our hand until we use it. That's actually really, really good for certain spells. The trick here is which spell do we want to hold on to exactly until we need it. And I think the best option for that one is either Guardian's Amulet or the Titan's Tooth. I'm going to take the Amulet, though, because I'd like to hold this till a boss round when we get it. Like, we don't want to cycle this through our deck. There's really no value in cycling that. Upgrade a card with 20 damage and Consume. So that's actually really good for one of these, because it'll pull it out of the deck once we use it, and it makes it a free spell that does a ridiculous amount of damage. And then we can upgrade another spell with -1 cost, and I think if I was going to do that for anything here... I would either do it for Ice Tornado or Titan's Tooth. Titan's Tooth seems really good with it. Makes it a 1-cost spell, but it also has Offering. We don't have anything to trigger the Offering at the moment, though. So maybe we do Ice Tornado. I think Ice Tornado is actually a better target. Yeah, let's do that. I was looking at my gold to make sure we didn't have enough to reroll. We don't, so we're going to go for that. Here we go, Daedalus. Let's do the Daedalus thing. Enemy units deal 1 damage to the front unit on death. Oh boy. That's gonna be fun. Actually, that's not so bad. That's not so bad, because 9 times out of 10 when we're killing something, we're killing them with a spell, which means that we're gaining armor on that unit that gains armor anyway, so it's not a big deal. See, right here, we would get wrecked if it weren't for the fact that we have our Titan Sentry here, which is also lovely because he's going to apply Frostbite, so even if we weren't going to kill everything here, we would kill everything here. That's... You can't ask for better than that. The one problem with this, though, is it means that we won't be able to put our tankiest incant unit on this floor anymore. Because we had to do this to protect our champion, we're basically a little bit worse off for the wear. That's okay, though. We're going to give him a little bit extra health and attack, because he has 0 attack, so now he'll actually be able to damage stuff, which is always nice. And here we go. So, big boy here. Yeah, Ice Tornado right here seems like the best play, in my opinion. Although Crystalline Seeds isn't bad either, I do think Ice Tornado is going to work out better for us, so let's go for that. In that instance, though, we're also not getting our Siren of the Sea down, which isn't great because she is one of our best units. Could also Crystalline Seeds here, which will kill everything at the end of the round, which means he'll still absorb that damage. I think we'll do that. Okay, everything is going to die at the end of the round, and we get her down. Seems good. And yeah, all right, I can live with that. This is still a problem for us right here. We kind of want to get rid of that if at all possible, because it isn't helping in any way to have that there. I think we're going to just end up taking the damage there. I don't think there's a way for us to get rid of it, sadly. Let's go ahead and Shade Splitter, because we do need to start feeding the Alloyed Champion if we want him to be able to do good stuff. And then down here, we can actually... I mean, this is 1 here, but it means we won't be able to play anything down here, and I feel like killing this is actually a better option. Since she's gonna die anyway, plus that gives Frostbite, yeah, that's way, way better, and now she's dead at the end of the round as well. We do need to watch this guy's health, though. He's getting dangerously low. And there's not really a lot of ways for us to heal him, which is kind of the bigger problem. This will do just fine, though. Everybody dies. I love that he gets those Frostbite triggers, though. It's super, super strong. And I feel like now we kind of want to put a unit in front of him to help him tank a little bit. It might have been better to just use morsels to pump his health. That probably would have been a better overall solution. But this one will work as well. Here, I actually feel like we're better off having a morsel absorb the hit for this guy than we are allowing him to just take 10 from that explosive. And here we can cast another incant. That was a mistake. I should have casted that incant right here, because that would have actually been beneficial, whereas down here it doesn't do anything because there's no enemies. Okay. Put a morsel down there. Mistakes were made. That's okay. We're still kind of, like, just slaughtering them here, so it's not really a big deal. If we can get down to 1 energy to play this and kill that, that would actually work out really, really well for us. But that does, like I said, require us to get down to 1 energy. Just a little problematic. I'm honestly debating... Let's do... that? Okay, so that puts us down to 2 energy. Is there any way for us to spend another energy and get value out of it? Because I don't really think there is. We can do this, give her the incant trigger, because we're not going to need it down here, more than likely. We're probably just going to wreck these guys out and out. Okay, so... yeah, lifesteal triggers seem great. In fact, if this guy's gonna die, then I want to put a lifesteal trigger. Oh, I can't. We're out of capacity. Okay, that's fine. Lifesteal, lifesteal, and a little bit more health. Let's go ahead and make some more morsels, give her an incant trigger, and then down here, we can hit this for 6, kill that, get our 2 energy back, and we won't actually be able to do anything with that energy, so I guess that wasn't necessary to really worry about in the first place. But it all works out fine in the end. We actually don't lose this unit here now, which is kind of nice. Worst case scenario here, Daedalus is going to make it to this 3rd floor, and the Alloyed Champion is going to eat him. That's really what we're looking at the moment. This is a great time for us to play Guardian's Amulet. But if we do, it means we're not playing anything else this round. These guys both die here anyway, so I guess that's perfectly fine. Feels bad not to be able to play this, though. Gotta be honest. Okay. Sap these guys up. We're gonna get about 99 damage before he clears the first round, so that's about 1/3 of his health. That's a pretty good exchange rate, I feel like. And then, you know, next round he's gonna be up here tangling with our big bad lady. We do have a Magma Morsel we can put down here. So we could cast a Shade Splitter here, which give her an incant trigger, and then feed him some more fuel. I don't know if that's actually worth it, though. I feel like we get more just by Crypt Builder. He's dead anyway, it doesn't matter. There, he's dead. I'm like trying to think this all out, but he's already dead, so there's no point in sweating it. There we go. And we get some nice rewards from this. Ooh. Okay. Okay, so this is actually really, really interesting. This could be absolutely stupid if we can keep that Frostbite guy out, because you can transfer the entire floor's frost onto a boss and just kill it. This is also kind of stupid with our fuel guy, and then this is just generally insane. Draw 3 spells, enhance them with consume, plus 20 magic power, and cost 0. So this is really, really strong, but it does consume 3 of our spells, which could be problematic because it could like consume spells we don't want to go, and that's actually not great. Trigger feeding on a morsel unit 2 times the paid cost. This is actually really, really good. I think I'm most inclined to go with this because it requires the least amount of setup to do a big thing for our deck. Of course they give us another Frostbite guy, but no armor guy. Thank you, game. This is tough because if we take these Gorge guys, then we have a new Gorge target that is, you know, not more important, but equally important to this guy. And I don't think that's necessarily good because we really want to be feeding all of our morsels to the Alloyed Construct at this point. However, the Shadow Eater can be a really solid tank. I think maybe we just take another one of these guys. I really do. And maybe we just focus in on getting our Frostbite online. Because if we can make Frostbite super strong this run, that could actually be the difference maker for our entire run. Don't really need the Pyre health. Could use the removal. But there's money here, and there's also an Umbra unit. I think this is better. Take the money, take the artifact. The end of the turn, frozen cards costs are reduced to 0. That's actually amazing. When you summon the second unit during a turn, gain 3. That's also absolutely amazing. I feel like this is actually way better, though. So I'm going to take that. Umbra Banner, what do we get? Why, game? Why you do me like this? We do have more capacity now where Shadow Eater could be strong. I'll go ahead and take that, because I don't feel like having another Alloyed Construct is a good decision, since they don't do anything if we don't have the fuel for them. The Strike Apply 10 Frostbite is actually really strong, but with our current deck and the amount of high-cost spells we have, I do feel like this one's a little bit better, so I'm going to go with that. Otherwise, I would have gone the Frostbite one. If we'd taken that Hoarfrost, I also would have gone with the Frostbite one. Oh boy, I hate this unit. 13 attack is a lot to deal with. 5 health, 95 health, that's pretty rough. Non-boss units get multi-strike, so that would be 2 from this guy and 12 from this guy. 12's not really going to kill anything outright, but it is going to cause us some problems, and we don't really have some healing. So I don't know if this is worth it. It is an artifact, though, so it's a pretty good payoff if we go for it. I don't know how worth it is. Like, it sucks too, because it really comes down to whether we get this. Because if we get that down on the first floor, then this isn't as big of a problem. It does have 95 health though, so that's 12 damage for as long as it takes us to do 95 damage, which is pretty sizable. Like, we're not going to do that necessarily early. Although, actually, we have a lot of Pyre health. Let's roll the dice. We have a lot of Pyre health. I'm just going to roll the dice. Probably not the best decision, if I'm being honest, but with the amount of Pyre health we have and the fact that they've got a lot of low damage units, I think this is fine. This is going to be nasty here. I almost don't want to play this on the... Oh, we have the room now. We have the room now to play both. That's incredible. Yeah. So you guys are just kind of screwed now, just so you know. Really nothing to it. They are going to take 30 here, but they're not going to do any damage because that's a 0 attack unit. This is actually kind of irritating because we want our Alloyed Construct here, but we also want her down here. And we need to be able to actually do damage to this guy to get paid. And I don't think that there's... Oh! Wait, there is a good outcome between the 3. We go right here. Here. And then here. That is the best possible outcome. These guys are going to be a problem with the trial. But there's nothing we can do about it now. We've made our decisions. We have to deal with it. Alright. What do we want here? Well, let's start by consuming this, which is gonna... Why did I not get an incant trigger from him? It's a revenge trigger. Okay. Mistakes were made. I should have swapped these 2 units. That's going to be problematic in the future. But for right now, it's fine. At least she's still getting incant triggers here, which is decent. Let's consider this. And then I don't really want to do this early, but it feels like it's necessary. So I'm going to frostbite all these units, and then I'll probably put our morsels up here. And that's mainly just because we have nowhere better to put them. We can get an additional incant trigger here, so I'm absolutely going to go for that. And then here, I don't think there's any point to putting a morsel down, so we'll just wait. Because that thing's just going to kill it. Okay. So we're not doing terrible right now. We've seen better days for sure, but this isn't, you know, the worst. For sure hit this. Okay, that worked out pretty well. Let's do that. More incant triggers, please. More incant triggers. I like the incant triggers. They're helping us out a lot here. That's all attack ones. Okay, so I guess we're just doing this. All the attack. We actually have 18 damage on this now, which is pretty crazy. So we could just kill her and prevent all damage, or it, I don't know if that's a her. Prevent all damage and give ourselves 2 energy. Kill that one? No. Can't kill that one either, which would be the most ideal outcome here. Let's see. They're both dead either way. That's dead either way. I might just put the damage into this, because we don't need the 2 extra energy, and we won't save it between rounds, because that's not how that works. Here, because we have so many morsels, we can actually just get some extra damage out of our morsels. I'm a little bit worried about her surviving long enough to tank the boss. Oh, we're there, though. We're there. Okay, so now that we know she's going to survive to tank the boss, and we know that we can do this, we're in a lot better spot, I feel like. We still don't have anything to really go on our second row, which is problematic. Probably just gonna put this guy here and load him up with as much morsel firepower as we can. Can you please go where you're supposed to go? Go to your home. We'll do that, and we'll also, if we can, do this. Just to get another incant trigger seems fine. And then we do have one more morsel, which we'll put up here. Oof. This is... I feel like this is going to be one of our rougher boss fights so far. We do have the Guardian's Amulet here, which will help a lot, though. But if we do it, it's going to cost every bit of energy we have. I still think that's our best option right now, so we're going to do that. And we can still cast this, which will give us an incant trigger. We can also cast this, but we don't have any morsels to consume here, so it won't do anything. We're going to take about half of the health right here, though, which is pretty good. Especially since we'll get frostbite triggers here, which are going to help us do more damage over time. I think that's going to work out pretty nicely, actually. Crypt Builder feels like the right option here, because I don't think we'll actually get more damage out of playing this other stuff. Although putting him down here could actually help, I still don't think that's necessarily the right play. I'm going to go for Crypt Builder just to get that extra damage. And then here we have some... Oh, that's nice. That's actually perfect for where we're at right now. I'm going to go for this. And then we can also hit this. And there's a very good chance that he's going to die here. Or hit our pyre maybe once or twice and then die. Yeah, one time. I'm okay with that. Barely tags our pyre. We get a sigiled seaweed for this. 50% chance to apply silence when a unit enters the terrain. That's extremely powerful. Ancient Synergy. Deal damage to the front enemy unit equal to 2 times the number of spells in your deck 3 times. Wow. That's very, very strong. This is also very strong. This is also very strong. I'm gonna go for Ancient Synergy because I think we can get more value out of that in the long run. Excavation Eruption is pretty solid. Ember Cache is also pretty solid just because this is more of a delayed one though, so like we can cast it for free to get an incant trigger, and then we get 3 more incant triggers that give energy and draw, which is really strong. But this one right here just kills something and gives us energy back. I think I'm gonna go with that one though. I still think that's going to give us more in the long run. We already have a lot of high-cost spells. So if we go this way, we get pyre health, we get to shop, and we get an artifact. I'd say that's a win. Give me the pyre health. What do we have for an artifact? +2 capacity on the middle floor. Apply damage shield 2 to the first friendly unit summoned each turn. That's really, really good. This is also really, really good, though. Capacity is something that's, like, irreplaceably good. The fact that that's the middle floor isn't necessarily the most, like, awesome thing, though. The damage shield 2 here is actually really good, though, because it gives you time to get units online. So I'm really torn between the 2 of these. I think I'm going to go with Chain of Gems. I know that might seem crazy, but this also protects our champion if we just get a bad draw. And I think that's something that's really important for us. Speedstone is perfect. Speedstone on this guy is actually one of the most ideal setups we can get. Upgrade a unit with damage shield 2. That's actually perfect for these guys. So we'll just give it to one of them. We also have a battle stone here that we could use on something if we wanted to. Wouldn't be terrible on one of our shadow eaters for sure. It also wouldn't be terrible here because it just makes them tankier, gives them some attack power. But I feel like it's better on our shadow eater just because the shadow eater doesn't have any attack, and at least this way they contribute to combat somehow. Let's go ahead and roll this. We get endless. We don't really have a unit that benefits that much from endless. Actually, this guy benefits pretty well from endless. If we put him on the first row and then move him to the second, and then the third. Like that's actually really, really good. I'm gonna go for that. Upgrade a unit with Battlestone again. I mean, we could do that. That's pretty decent. It lets him do his job and get some damage in. I'm not super opposed to that. It is kind of a weak damage increase, though, overall. Might be better here where we don't have any attack, and that gives a little more health, which helps out his revenge triggers. And then here we could just go for a little bit of attack. That makes him a better unit overall. We do have enough money left to purge a card, so I'm going to go ahead and purge one of our train stewards. It's worth paying 40 to get rid of that. And that should be it for us. Yes, on to the next fight. A foe awaits you. I hate when it's the random ones. Those are the ones that you should... Oh, come on. Well, the good news is we have a Frostbite Revenge guy, which is actually going to screw with this a lot. Spell Shield 2 is kind of the worst possible thing we could run into since we have 0 Pierce. It's definitely not worth that money. I'm not even going to entertain Spell Shield 2 with this deck. That would just basically be choosing the worst possible outcome. Let's see. Middle, back. We want one of these guys in front, but we don't want this one in front. We want the other one in front. So I'm going to put him on our second row here. Shade Splitter for a little bit of an incant trigger there. And then I guess put this morsel down here. I actually might put this morsel here because the 4 health is more useful there. There's really no need to Crystalline Seeds here. These guys are extremely weak. Like, it's just not worth it. They'll die anyway when they hit him on the next row, so... It's one of those, like, I don't see the value in this. We could go ahead and put him here, and that's actually kind of a good idea, because... I mean, already, though, we're killing everything here. Which is weird. Like, I don't know how we're killing that. Huh. Yeah, I'm not sure how that works, but I'll take it. There's also the option of putting him here, but that doesn't seem like a good idea. If we put him back here, though, he actually can't get any of his triggers. So we would want him to be there, which isn't as strong, I don't think. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. It allows us to take early advantage of morsels and things. Oh, that was a mistake. That was a very big mistake. Whoopsie. Do these guys have Harvest? No, they have Extinguish. Okay, so every time we kill them, they just get tougher. So we don't really want to kill them unless we're going to kill them for good kind of thing. Right here, what I want to do is I want to go ahead and do this. And then down here, we could give some more attack to this unit. Or we just put a Train Steward down to eat some hits here, which is probably better. That lets us throw the Train Steward away, which I'm totally fine with. Can we actually consume this somewhere? We can't, so I'm going to put it there just to save it for next round, and I'll also put these guys there to save them for next round, because we could pull our Alloyed Champion, and now he's got 3 things to eat right away, which is very, very good for him. This is what we've been waiting for. Our Endless Boy is here. Yeah, so you're dead. Worth? This is actually tough. I don't want this unit to make it to the 3rd floor with our current setup. That's really dangerous. But we don't really have anything great to do to it anyway. And this is going to die, so I think we're just going to leave it for right now. If we kill any of these, the rest of them will do more damage. Which is going to happen throughout the course of the battle anyway, though, I suppose, so it's not that significant. This one is silenced, so I don't think its Extinguish will trigger. There we go, that's nice. That doesn't actually trigger the Extinguish, which is nice. Let's go ahead and put this here. Go ahead and put a morsel up here. And then just because it'll give us an incant trigger, we're also going to put morsels, or create more morsels. We need to leave this room open in case we get the Alloyed Champion. That is our biggest hope for that top row, is that we get the Alloyed Champion, and there he is. The only problem with the Alloyed Champion here is that he's not actually going to be able to consume anything when we play him, and it may be better for us just to kill this with the Ancient Synergy. That's tough. That's actually super tough. Also, if we Ancient Synergy here, then what ends up happening is we don't get to kill this row off with Titan's Tooth. I really wish we'd gotten like 10 damage on this so that we could cast it for free and get some energy back. That would have been a huge boon for us right here. This is going to kill one. He's going to take 8. This is really, I think, the best option to protect the pyre. Although we have a ton of pyre health. He's going to hit the pyre, what, 3 times before he dies? So that's 30 damage or kill it. I think we'll just kill it. Unfortunately, there wasn't a better option that round, so we just kill it. Okay, we're in a pretty decent spot here. We did get our Ember Cache way too late for it to be useful. I'm just gonna cast these to get incant triggers and end the turn. It's a pretty nice pickup, so is this. Let's go ahead and sap everybody. Stuff that in your stealth. And then we're gonna Iron Tornado here, which is gonna get a couple hits on the boss, 1 hit on this guy, and we're going to get some more morsels. Now with the morsels, there's really nothing we can do here except for try to prepare for the future. So what I'd like to do with that is go ahead and put some health there, and that's really all we can do. That revenge trigger is going to help a lot against this particular boss, though. Oh no, we didn't leave ourselves enough spaces to put our sentry down there. However, we can put him down right here with all the morsels behind him, which is pretty nice. Let's go ahead and do that and draw. Go ahead and do that and draw. We're not getting incant triggers anymore, which is kind of sad, but it is what it is. Here we can go for this and get a whole lot of damage, as well as this to get some frostbite, which I think is probably the best bet. So that's taking 200 this turn. It's going to have 100 left. It's going to have quite a bit of frostbite as well. I think we win already. Pretty sure we've already won this. Which is really good considering that it's the stealth enemy. Like, I'm not even going to sugarcoat that. That stealth guy is the bane of my existence. Like, legitimately just a pain. Let's go ahead and consume and draw a card. We could put the Alloyed Construct down here. It will die relatively quickly, potentially before it even gets a fuel, which is kind of annoying. We could also do... This is dead. Actually, this is dead no matter what we do. So I'm going to put this down just as a test, and I'm going to turn down our speed here for a moment. I'm going to go to normal, because I want to see if he'll actually eat these and then continue fighting. And we can do this as well, which is nice. Okay, first combat. Trade happens. He does eat them, which actually gives him fuel, and now he gets to hit. That's all I wanted to see. We can go back to Ultra. And dead. Beautiful. Siren Song. Ascend all enemy units on this floor and apply Dazed 3. That doesn't really feel good to me. This one actually feels really nice, though, because it does give us a chance to trigger offerings, and it also applies Sap 3 to a specific unit, which is very powerful. +1 capacity on the floor or double energy. And this is almost a no-brainer, but this is so strong. I'm gonna go for double energy. I'm really not digging the Ember Cache right now because we pulled it so late in that round that it was functionally useless. Like, it did nothing for us. Is there a unit right now that we would love to double? Actually, there is. Can you imagine if we doubled up on this guy? So our options are more unit upgrades, more money, and more pyre health, which isn't going to be a ton for us, or removing cards we don't need, doubling something useful, and a event. I'm gonna go for this one because it just seems like a better deal. If we'd gotten the money on the last one, I might have gone the other way because we'd have over 200, which would mean we could potentially do 2 upgrades. Cave of Thousand Eyes seems to awaken as you grow near. From deep within, a voice emerges. Relinquish your life or your wealth, and you may be rewarded. If you're redeemed, or if you are deemed worthy, you don't often make offerings to unknown beasts, but you consider making an exception for this cave. Pay 25 coins or 5 health. 5 health. Your worth is yet to be determined. Sure, take another 5. We continue to question your worth. Only further tribute will sway us. Sure, take another 5. Friendly units enter with lifesteal 2. That's pretty good. I'll take that. Loud belch emerges from the shadowy depths. We've deemed you worthy. Okay. That's pretty good. I wonder if you give them money, if you get like a money-related relic instead of a health-related relic. That'd be kind of interesting. Let's go ahead and cut train stewards here, because we know that they're functionally useless and we almost never play them because they take up capacity that's better spent on somebody else. And we'll go to the Hell Vent here. We could duplicate Ancient Synergy here. That wouldn't be terrible. We could also duplicate the Construct. That's probably less good. We could duplicate Ember Cache and hope that it actually becomes useful then. But I still think that our best option here is just to duplicate this. Stacking 2 of these on a floor with Endless is basically ridiculous. It just means they're going to stack so much Frostbite, guys. And the fact that Frostbite ticks every combat round instead of every combat round instead of every turn, I guess you'd call it. I'm not sure what the distinction is, but every time they swing, they take Frostbite damage, which is really, really useful. Fell is the next target. This is it. This is the make it or break it boss. If we get past this, it's all pretty much downhill from here. Oh, you... Spell Shield 5 on the Alabaster Guardians. Fell empowers units with armor. That's not OP. Thanks, game. Thanks. Might as well have just given me the finger there. Just a big, nasty middle finger for my troubles. Okay. So here... I mean... yeah. Seems pretty good. Although, I now wonder if we want to put Tethys here in the middle floor so that we can put our unit that actually gets incant triggers with her. That is a very tough question. We don't actually have a lot of damage on this floor to get through the statue either, which is problematic. I think we have to put Tethys here, because it's the only way for us to, like, really start to get through the statue. Oh, that spell shield is so nasty. Okay, so all of those units have Frostbite times 1 billion. Let's go ahead and put our Alloy Champ down up here. That is a priority for us. Go ahead and cast this, which is just going to feed an incant and go into a spell shield. We can cast this for 1. Or we can put another Revenge unit right here, which seems like a better idea. Yeah, let's do that. And then that actually gave us 3 extra energy, so now we can go all out. Unfortunately, going all out means absolutely nothing because Spell Shield is garbage. Alright. Yay, Spell Shield. The game was literally like, what is the worst possible thing we can get? Oh, Spell Shield, let's do that. Let's do the thing that's horrible for him, that he has absolutely no chance of gaining any value out of. Thanks, game. Appreciate that. Very, very kind of you. Here we actually have a really, really good opportunity. It is going to require some clever play, which I'm totally fine with. Put this boy down. And we're going to put another one of these guys down, and that's going to give us that more energy trigger, which we're then going to use to consume this guy 10 times, which is going to give us 10 energy and feed the heck out of him. He also has Quick now, which means he's going to strike first. And what we're going to do with that is... I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure yet. We'll figure it out. We're going to go ahead and put a morsel down here, put another morsel right here. And the question here is whether or not I want to do this to kind of give these units even more Frostbite. That'll give them 16. They're still going to survive. Like, that's the problem, is they'll still survive. It's actually kind of irritating. Probably better to just use it here. Yeah, that's better. They're all going to die in one hit on the pyre anyway. This is a fight where taking hits on the pyre isn't surprising or really the end of anything. If we do that, we actually limit the amount of units that he can nom-nom each turn, which is problematic. But we do get down a beefy, beefy unit. Here I think it's worth, mainly because he already has 10 fuel. As long as we just keep feeding him 1 fuel per turn, it should be fine. And then we do get an incant trigger if we play this on the top, and we're not worried about energy, so that makes the most sense. Although here it actually does damage to a unit. It's fine. It's fine. I'm just gonna do that. These spell shields are like the worst thing ever. Thanks, game. At least we have our Alloyed Champion online. We've killed all of the Alabaster statues now, so it's literally just us versus them. Let's go. Get an incant trigger, please. While we're at it, let's go ahead and wreck this thing. Yeah. Let's wreck that thing. That'll give us some morsels. That's a very good morsel for us to get for that floor. Very happy about that. Put a morsel here as well. That's pretty nice. And then we can pact morsels, which we'll do up here to get the incant trigger. And let's put a morsel on the bottom floor. That's pretty nice as well. What's really funny here is that they kill this guy and he just comes back, right? Like, they kill him and it's just like, oh, okay, well, I guess he'll go back to my hand and I'll draw him next turn and then still wreck you. Here we get a lot of damage from this. The question is, will it be enough to actually impact anything? It's actually only 18 damage. Wow, that's pretty weak. I'm actually feeling like Mind Collapse was a bad pick now. It definitely gets better if you get magic power on it, but we don't have that, so I guess the best value is just casting it here, but I think he has an incant trigger, which gains 10 armor. So this only does 8 damage to him if we play it here, but that may be enough to actually ensure he dies. It is not. Alrighty then. Nothing to do about that. Let's go. And dead. So this is problematic. She just gave them armor, which is great. They're already really strong and not going to both die, which is great. Here we do just out and out kill that though, which is kind of worth. So let's look at playing units to get the extra 3 energy trigger first. Oh, I should have put that on top where we get the incant. And that'll give us the energy to do that. Potentially setting this thing up to die. It's going to take 96, which is going to leave it just shy of death. Still just shy of death. Why? Why is it like this? Actually, it's dead now. Okay, that was worth. All right. This is not going great for us at the moment, if I'm just going to be honest. We have definitely seen better days. That was a nice thing, though. That was a very nice thing. Let's go ahead and do this. Get some more morsels. I'd love for you to have a lifesteal morsel. Love for you to have a health morsel. And for this wonderful row, you can do a lot of things with very little energy. Debating Titan's Tooth here, but Ice Tornado may actually be better. This is already dead because of the Frostbite. Let's see. I really like the idea. Let's do this. Let's Ice Tornado here. Titan's Tooth here so that we're getting even more Frostbite onto Fell. And then he's already dead, so we'll do this here. That's fine. And a damage shield seems pretty nice. The most important thing here is that we are just sitting on the... That's beautiful right there. Okay, so... Incant trigger, please. Incant trigger, please. Guardian's Amulet here. And then let's go ahead and... Oh. Alright, one sec, guys. There we go. The little doggo needed out real quick. Oof. Okay, so... Incant trigger, damage, some more health, some more attack. This isn't gonna get us any more guys, which is fine. Yeah, that's fine. I'm almost 100% sure that we're just gonna wreck Fell here. Like, Frostbite and Fell do not go well together. Yeah, down to 763 already. We actually do not have the capacity to play our guys here, which I hadn't thought about. That's kind of a problem. Alright. Well, mistakes may have been made. Like that one that didn't actually kill there. That's really unfortunate. And now these are going to go back in the deck. So we may have made a mistake here by not leaving space for them on the next floor. Fell is going to lose about half its health right here, though. I think we're still in a really good spot. There is another frostbite guy here to make sure she keeps stacking that nasty frostbite. She's already dead. Beautiful. Draw cards. Wham to the face. Wham to the face. You're already dead. See ya later. Very nice. We made it through Fell. So this is where things get really, really interesting, right? This seems pretty good. I'm gonna do that, because it's just a free spell trigger. So we can go for more energy here, but energy hasn't really been a problem for us. I feel like more capacity is just better, and I'm gonna do that. Now we're gearing up for the final boss fight. That's where we're at. Quite a bit of money here. There is a trinket shop to the right. We're going that way, especially with our store discount. Trinket shop's gonna be huge. Let's check the event real quick. A penance yard comes into view, a truly terrible sight. Dead Hellborn from across the 9 rings of hell are strung up as atonement just for existing. At the base of these awful contraptions are some familiar blights, but peeking through you can see something of value underneath the rubble. So here we can get calcified embers. Whenever we play them, they deal 100 damage to the front enemy unit. That is interesting, because they're a blight, not a spell. This would allow us to heal our pyre over time. This is actually really good with our deck right now. This is also very, very good with our deck. When summoned friendly units get +1 attack for every blight card in your deck. How many blight cards are in our deck? Deadweight is a blight. The excavated embers this produces I don't believe count as blights, so that's actually not going to count. So we'll have 4 blights, which means 4 attack power on every unit in our deck. That isn't bad. But I still feel like this being able to allow us to heal our pyre is much more valuable. And this just flat out doing damage is also very, very strong. The problem is this isn't considered a spell, so we don't get a cost reduction on it or anything of that nature. And we don't get incant triggers off of it, from my understanding. So, plus once you play them, they're removed permanently, so you can only do this 3 times. Yeah, we're gonna go for this. That seems like the best bet. We'll see if playing those counts as a spell, but I really don't think it does. Okay. We also get our champ upgrade here, so let's do that. Sweep applies spell weakness. This is really, really good until they put a spike unit down. I think this is probably better just because we don't want to get spiked. And let's take a look at our trinkets. Gore abilities trigger an additional time. So that's really, really good right now. Pyre health +40 is also not bad. We have enough to get both of these. No, we don't actually. I'm going to take Fossilized Fangs for sure, because that'll let us turn our Alloyed Champion into an absolute beast. Any other Gorge abilities? The only other Gorge ability we have is this guy's, which isn't bad, but it's, you know, it's obviously not anywhere on the level. Oh, that would have been cool. That would have also been cool. Well, that's when they enter the floor below the pirate. That still would have been really cool. Yeah, there's nothing of real value here. If this is the last boss here, which it's not, it looks like we have... Okay, so I'm not going to spend out our money here because it's not the last boss. We did get this, though, the Fossilized Fangs, which should be really nice for our next fight. And we have the ability to heal our pyre. Oh, it's this guy. I hate this guy. Relentless and Trample and a ridiculous amount of attack. Non-boss units get +8 attack, and in exchange, there are 400 coins available to us. So the problem here is that we have to kill these units to prevent these guys from getting multi-strike and +8 attack, so +16 damage. That's a lot of damage. They could easily overrun us if we don't have a way to kill that off. That's pretty dangerous. That's pretty dangerous. I'm gonna go for it, though. The reason I'm going to go for it is because if we don't have units on our second row and they kill our guys that are Endless and Revenge, then we don't care. Like, it'll just be kind of hilarious. So, like, we put this guy down, if they kill him, we're just like, oh, okay, thanks. That's really nice. We appreciate that. So our incant trigger person we can put down right here if we want to. That does allow us to put our Endless Frost guy down up here as well, which isn't bad. Go ahead and do this. Wretch is going to do absolutely nothing for us on turn 1. That's like the worst possible turn to draw that. Worst possible. Okay. Interesting. So there's our other guy that is Endless in Revenge. If we save 2 capacity here, we can put this one up here, and that's where we get really nasty at the end. So we're gonna keep an eye on that and try to go for that for sure. Let's do that. Get double the energy. Do that. Cast a Vengeful Shard, which does not give us an incant trigger, so it obviously does not count as a spell, sadly enough. Yeah. Give some attack and lifesteal, that's fine. A little bit of attack and lifesteal down here as well. And while we're at it, we'll just throw a morsel up there for good times. We're not going to kill this turn, there's just no way to do it, which is fine. We're going to kill everything but this guy this turn, which is pretty good. And we are going to lose him this turn, but we'll just play him again next turn, so it doesn't matter that much. As long as they don't kill the guy behind him, it's really not important that he dies. Okay. This is a bit more trouble. We don't have a way to force the trigger here. We put this down, he's just gonna die. We don't even have a way to get our extra, like our extra energy by playing morsels yet this round. This is a bad round for us, let's just put it that way. This is a very bad round for us. When the best thing we can do is that, it's a pretty bad round. We could also play this behind here. He'll survive just barely, but he will potentially die the next round unless we're able to put something in front of him or to kill that guy in some other way, which is kind of dangerous. Like, that's actually pretty dangerous for us. Oof, that's rough. Do we risk it for the biscuit? I'm gonna go for it. I think we kind of have to here. Ugh. That guy getting through was so much damage. Okay, so... this is tough. If he doesn't die here, he's gonna kill us. I just, like, really need him to die here. And I don't know if that's gonna happen. I'm honestly pretty confident it won't. I guess he doesn't have multi-strike though, so that's a plus. If we do this, he's gonna get at least 3 more frostbite, so that'll be 16, 40, so that's what, 56, so 2 hits on our pyre, he'll kill it. Pretty much no matter what we do, he's gonna kill our pyre here. We can try, it's really all we can do is try, but he's probably killing our pyre right here. That's the end of our run. So close, guys, so close. See, this is one of the things that actually bugs me about the Stygian. I really like Frostbite, but sometimes it just feels like it's way too slow. So very close. That feels bad, man. Alright, well, that was today's random run. I guess we'll try again next time. Maybe we won't do random, though, because as much as I like the Stygian, they have some definite flaws that are problematic when you get to the later parts of your run. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.
Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure to go ahead and give us a like or subscribe to the channel, and we will see you next time. Bye!